silence with us, Caitlin. Let's give it up for Caitlin Barria. I don't know about all of you, but for me, no birthday party is complete without party favors. How do you all like your goodie bags? For a chance to earn a few more goodies, tell us about our first game, Mary.
As you know, our mom cries very easily, as she already did tonight. But especially when she's happy, inspired, or touched. There's a reasonable chance she already cried some point this week, so we thought it'd be a good idea to prepare you to have those tissues handy. Let's start by welcoming our first 3 contestants to the stage.
Love this song.
Welcome. Why don't you tell everyone your name, title, and hometown?
I'm Steven, certified in Kansas City.
Neat.
Whoa!
I'm Patience. I'm Elaine, and I'm from Noblesville, Indiana.
Amazing.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm Lee, and I'm from Spruce Grove, Alberta.
Love it. Okay. Before I tell you what you have to do, let me tell you about the fabulous prize one of you is going to walk away with. A VIP pass to the Scentsy family store. If you haven't heard, a VIP pass lets you skip the store lines so you can get back to socializing with your teams and meeting other consultants. Are you ready to play? The object of the game is to be the first to empty your Kleenex boxes. The trick is, you have to use both hands to remove them, one hand per box. Show them how it's done, Owen. Very nicely done. Contestants, do you think you can do it? Remember, there's a VIP pass at stake. Okay, take your spots. Start pulling on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Trick boxes.
we would have been out at our house.
Let's give a big round of applause for all our winners and contestants.
Love this song. Woo!
Oh wait, I think we have another talent act coming up.
We do. But first, some more blasting from the past. 1969 was the year RMS Queen Elizabeth II entered service. The first U.S. troops came from Vietnam. Sesame Street debuted on PBS, and the first ATM was installed.
Sesame Street.
Wow.
People also wore some groovy threads.
Yes.
Up next, let's welcome a woman who will leave you in stitches. Rochelle Roach.
Rochelle Roach. Leave you in stitches.
You all look so good. Do you notice I'm Canadian, so I said you all? The 2 official words of Canada is A and sorry, just so y'all know. I was in the backstage, I was talking to Orville and Heidi. Heidi's really nervous. Beautifully done, by the way, ma'am. And she says that she's feeling a little queasy. Orville says, well, how are you feeling, Rochelle? I said, I feel like I'm going into a championship game. Pretty excited, stoked, hoping not to puke. I'm a big woman. That would leave a huge impression. I would get the first couple rows. So, as I was making my way, told my husband I was stopping off in the Toronto airport. You know what my husband said to me? I hope you don't get abducted. Well, honey, I don't really fit in the carry-on size. I'm 6'5", and I'm not willowy at all. What are they going to do? I'm pretty sizable game. So unless the Toronto Maple Leafs decided to hijack me, I'm pretty good. I promised during the Kelly Clarkson concert, I'm not going to surf, body surf. They'd be like, can we bring in a forklift in row 17, please, right? I'm tall, 6'5". My parents were told by specialists that I would be very tall and to get me into things that produce grace and poise. So I got into ballet. Makes sense, right? I'm sure I was the only 7-year-old to sprain her elbow in ballet class. What would happen if I actually took it all the way and was professional? Swan Lake, for instance. People would be looking, I'd be out there, the biggest swan of them all. People would be like, when did they add an ostrich into this? I'd be lifting and doing the carries with the men of Swan Lake. Scentsy, that's why we're here. We're here for Heidi and for Scentsy. Before Scentsy, I didn't like bad smells. I wasn't particularly excited about them. I didn't, you know. Now that Scentsy's in my life, I personally get offended when I smell bad smells, you know?
Me too. Yeah. Me too, girl.
It's like there's a better way. Scensy's mandate is to make people and places smell better.
Yes,
Let me share that opportunity with you. When I first started, we all get like really silly questions, right? When we're doing home parties and trade shows. My favorite moment, a lady said to me, deadpan, she goes, "Is it edible?" This was Scentsy fragrance. I was like, do you mean is it non-toxic? She's like, no, edible. I'm like, well, if your mouth salivates when you smell clean breeze, you go right at her. It will clean you out probably by tomorrow, but you roll with it.
You roll with it. Roll with it. Roll with yours.
Like when I get those questions now, it's like Scentsy came up with a lot of. May interest you in chocolate and cheese instead, right? When I do trade shows, have you ever noticed how adults become children really, really quickly? The husbands are over there in the demo warmer, dipping their finger in and out. Doesn't burn. Not at all. And they're dripping it all over the place. It's wonderful. And maybe I have an Ally McBeal moment where I project and it's cinematic, and people seem kind of like cave-like or primate-like when they see a travel tin. They're like, look at it, it's metal, and it opens and it closes, and what is in here? It smells and it's magic. I'm like, it's a gel. It's a gel. It's not magic. And I'm thinking if CSI is ever looking for fingerprints, because when all of my demo ones, I got DNA and fingerprints left in the travel tin. One lady, my favorite moment in doing a trade show, she's walking by, sees it, and she goes, "What are those things? Those are so precious." I'm like, "Well, they're Scentsy buddies." Wow. And she goes, "What do you do with them?" I said, "Well, you cuddle them. You put a scent pack in them. You smell them. They're great. They're wonderful." So she promptly picks up Penny the pig, grabs Penny by the legs, and firmly plants Penny the pig's face. All I can see is Penny the pig with her blank stare going, "This is definitely a bad touch." Definitely in a bad touch. I'm waiting for Scentsy Child Protective Services or Scentsy Body Protective Services to come around the corner. She bought 4. I love my customers. I think, though, every time Nana goes to visit the grandchildren, the buddies have I feel horrible saying this. What's it called when you supervise visits? I think they're supervised visits. This past March, I had the opportunity to go to director boot camp. Not 21 girls over there. All of the boot camps were awesome. 21 just happened to be a little bit better. While we were there, you know how we go over to Scentsy headquarters, right? That's awesome. The night before, I missed out on getting a Nutter Butter shake. So my good friend Jennifer Kelly from Washington brings me a Nutter Butter shake. So there I am with my Nutter Butter shake, and I promptly get into elevator number 1. As we're going up, the elevator stopped abruptly, to which there was a delayed reaction of screams in there. Now there's me sucking on my Nutter Butter shake, and I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in the world who can take 16 ounces of that and turn it instantly into 5 pounds, right? I'm looking around. So I quickly kind of go, okay, well, that Scentsy sister and that Scentsy sister, they got about 100 pounds each to spare. I can absorb that. Because I'm looking at the weight restrictions, right? So I'm standing there feeling a little bit guilty, and I'm like, let's just talk about the elevator and the elephant in the elevator, shall we? I really feel bad about this, guys.